Good morning, guys. How are you? hmm Good morning. I'm good. I'm good, sweetie. Thank you. Good wake. Hey, Nimi. Sark bhai. Yes, good. How about others? Hey, Tapas. Anil Kumar. Balaji. Dambar. Raval. Deepak. Sucharita. Yeah, excellent. Okay, so, all right. Happy morning then. Um, do you remember what did we discuss yesterday? What was that? Yeah, edge location. So what is edge location? Why we use edge locations? Website caching. Okay, website caching. So which is the service that handles edge locations? CloudFront. And CloudFront uses edge locations through what network? CDN. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. So, okay, guys. So without any further delay, let us move into our next topics. As I said yesterday, AWS has so many services basically. Everything in AWS is based on related to the services. So in this, AWS has categorized based on the services. Like everything related to compute, that meaning related to computing. That meaning where you can do the compute. Okay, Sairam, there is a question. CloudFront and CDN, are they both same? Yes. Uh, CloudFront is the main service name. Inside that, you have edge locations, and the edge locations will be connected through CDN. It's a network. Yes, she's answering here. Good. Okay. All right. Yes. Yeah. Good. So, guys, here we have compute, right? Compute meaning where you have servers, storages. So all related to the computing, they have categorized and put it as compute. And like storages, databases, migrations, content delivery, like your CloudFront, management tools, security, application services. There are many, many, many categories. So let us take the first one, compute. Here we go. So guys, in compute services, the first service that we're gonna discuss is Amazon EC2. What is that? EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud, which is one of the major big topic in AWS. And without knowing EC2, you cannot claim yourself as a AWS guy. So guys, I'll be talking, see what I do is here guys, from now onwards for a couple of days, we can directly jump on EC2, but I don't do like that. That is not a good way of going it. What I do is, first of all, I will introduce you the services. I'll introduce you the services, AWS services, like what all we will be discussing, so that you have a rough idea about the services that we're going to learn. And when I talk about EC2, just in case if I got if I take any other service, you are aware of those services. right? I don't like going to not talking about anything, going to one service, like, I don't like it. So let us learn overall service. Guys, I'm not going deep now, right? I'll just giving you the trailer of the each and every service here that we're going to discuss. And later, after a couple of days, I'll take one service and I'll go very deep into it and going labs and everything there, right? Make sense? That is the easiest way of learning it. So like this, one of the first service is, guys, EC2. EC2 meaning Elastic Compute Cloud. Guys, this is a certification question. So sometimes when I wrote this, I got this question like, what is the full form of EC2? Elastic Compute Cloud. Sir, words are very easy, na? But definitely you'll put wrong answer. Because they will give you it as Elastic Cloud Computing, Elastic Cloud Compute, and Elastic Compute Cloud. Definitely you will get confused. Right? So that's how, please remember this EC2 meaning Elastic Compute Cloud. Why C2? There are two C's here. That's why it is called EC2. What is elastic? Remember, did we discuss about elasticity? Right? Yeah. What do we call it? Flexibility, scale out and scale in, right? Yeah, expanding, scale out and scaling, right? And so here, guys, EC2 meaning, remember, in on premises you create the servers, you set up the physical servers, right? But in AWS, where do you create the instances? Where do you create the instances? In EC2. Where do you create servers? In EC2. Keep this in mind. From now onwards, we don't call it as server. Here, server meaning instance. Guys, where do you create the instance? Where do you create the instances? In EC2. That is why we call it as EC2 instance. What we call it as EC2 instance. Right? Where do we create instances? In EC2. Where do we create our servers? Guys, remember, blindly, whenever someone asks, hey, where do you create servers in AWS? You say it as EC2. EC2 is a service where only you can go and create instances. How much type instances, how much big instances you want, you go and create. How many you want, you go and create. Just like that. Guys, those instances is nothing but virtual machines, na? Right? So simply in EC2 service, we can, guys, remember this. Oh, it's gone. Okay, remember this. The wording, please stop saying it as creating instances. It's not good to say that, because whenever in an interview, if you go and say like I am creating instances and all, easily he will get understood that you have not done anything there. But the thing is here, guys, there is a name called launching instances. We can launch EC2 instances. Instance is nothing but your virtual machines. Guys, in EC2, everywhere, whenever you touch the instances, it'll ask to, whenever you want to create an instances, it will be there like, launch instance. Launch instance. Everywhere it will be launching the instances. There is no concept called creating instances. Launching instances. Those who are working those who have a hands-on experience, they'll be calling it as launching instances, not creating instances. Don't call it as creating instances, call it as launch instances. What instances? EC2 instances. But I'll be calling you to remind you as like creating instance and all, but what you should be calling it as launching EC2 instances. Guys, is this clear? Where do we create our where do we launch our EC2 instances? In which service do you create the servers? EC2. What are the servers called in EC2? Instances. What instances are those? EC2 instances. Right? Can you create a number of instances? Yes, you can create a number of instances because it is elasticity. Anytime you can scale out, that meaning anytime you can increase it, you can launch many instances, you can decrease, remove many instances. It depends how much ever you want. In this EC2 or EC2 only, we have to talk about something called load balancer. Guys, what is load balancer? What did we learn about load balancer? What is the definition that we have? Load balancer. Yeah, which distribute the traffic to the servers. This is what we have right? We have discussed. This is your normal load balancer, guys. In on-premises, on-premises meaning where? What? In your own data center, in your company, not AWS. Huh? On-premises meaning your own data center. So in on-premises, to set up this load balancer, it'll take a lot of time. You need to set up the server, you need to install the load balancer software, you need to handle, and remember you have only one load balancer. What is the high availability of load balancer? Can you set up? You can set up, but do you have scale out, scale in policies, scale out, scale ins, and then you need to handle high availability in our on premises? So, right, it is cumbersome, like, it is difficult. So, guys, the same way, the same way, load balancer in AWS, we call it as elastic load balancer. What we call it as in AWS, we call it as elastic load balancer. See, everywhere in the starting, we have something called elastic. So elastic load balancer. In other words, sometimes we call it as ELB. You call it as LB, na? Right? Otherwise, we call it as ELB. So the definition of ELB is simply, I'll write, see, you know this. ELB distribute the traffic to the multiple. Guys, what do we call servers here in EC2 now? EC2 instances, super, across multiple availability zones. This is the perfect definition of elastic load balancer. Do you agree? Right? So ELB distributes the traffic to the multiple EC2 instances across multiple availability zones. Make sense? So like this. Let's say I have I'll put it as here. So this is the load balancer. You know this very well. And you have your your EC2 instances. Now these are all EC2 instances. And everything, this load balancer distribute the traffic across multiple EC2 instances. Okay, so guys, this I can put it in auto scaling now. I can put it in auto scaling group. Remember, automatically it scale outs and automatically it scale ins. Fantastic. Okay, so this is the load balancer. I call it as ELB. Guys, remember, you might have thinking that, sir, this ELB, how about high availability of this ELB? For EC2 instances, we have multiple EC2 instances for high availability. But how about load balancer? We have only one load balancer, and this load balancer will never go off. So for these guys, remember, load balancer, we are not handling it. Load balancer is completely managed by AWS. So your ELB is completely managed by AWS. You don't need to do anything. You just go and create ELB and give some little bit of configuration. That's all. Rest everything will be handled by AWS. What are it will handle by AWS? Your high availability. That meaning, guys, you don't need to create multiple load balancers. High availability in the backend, AWS will just set it up, and you don't need to worry about the performance of load balancer. You don't need to worry about auto scaling of your load balancer. No need. Guys, I'm talking about load balancer, not EC2 instances. On EC2 instances, we need to take care of this auto scaling group. But I'm talking about this load balancer. I'm talking about this load balancer. See, let's say, okay, so you have set up this load balancer. You have set up this load balancer, and there are 500 requests coming to the load balancer. As AWS is handling the load balancer, let's say, guys, this is the backend topic. See, and understand. So let's say you're getting 500 requests to this load balancer. So load for our load balancer is just a service, guys. Load balancer is just a service, right? It's not a server for us. You cannot log into the load balancer. It's just a service. Click on create load balancer will be created. It's just a service, guys. It's just a service. ELB is not a server for us. It is a service for us. Remember, right? You cannot log into ELB, but you can only access ELB. Yes or no? Guys, if you want to access your application, what do you access? Your ELB. Remember, I told you ELB has DNS name. You'll be using that ELB DNS name in order to access your application. So imagine now you got 500 requests, and let's say ELB is just a service. It looks like it's just a service, that's all. It doesn't look like a server. Whenever you create ELB will be just created and the name whatever you put it. That's all you can see. But in the back end, everything AWS will handle. So whenever there is a 500 request coming over here, let's say in the back end, guys, this is, you don't need to worry. I'm just saying about the back end. Let's say for the ELB, AWS might be using 2 servers in the back end. Let's say I got 5,000 requests at the same time. You have still only one ELB, but it is not your responsibility. AWS will add auto scale. AWS will auto scale automatically in the backend. How many you want, AWS will take care, and no need to worry about the performance. Backend, AWS will understand the load balance is getting lot of requests, and automatically in the backend, he will use his own concept called auto scaling, and he will scale out and scaling based on your load on the load balancer. Guys, is this clear? Everyone till here? Excellent. 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 So guys, load balancer high availability, you don't need to worry. To put it even more more thing, like to make you understand, on premises, guys, let's say, remember 3-tier architecture. First you have web server, after that you have application server, after that you have database server. So here load balancer, guys, in your on-premises load balancer, meaning you need to install something called Apache or Nginx or Tomcat. These all act as a load balancers. And you have your application here, and you have your database over here. So request will come from here to here. This ek chutki sindur. Okay, guys, these are bloody physical servers. Yes or no? In on-premises, these are all physical. These are all physical servers. This is physical server, this is physical server, this is physical server. Guys, even though you have this 3-tier architecture, remember guys, do we have, in general, we need to take care of, let's say this is the load balancer. Load balancer is just it's a physical server, guys, here in on premises. Just in case if this goes down, just in case if this goes down, your website is down because you don't have HA. If this goes down, you need to have multiple servers in order to do HA, and database also you need to have multiple in order to do the HA, guys. So there is no HA on premises. You can do it, but the thing is, it is difficult. How many would you keep it, guys? You think like, that you got, let's say you have so many requests coming into your load balancer physically here on your on premises, and what you do is suddenly you went and attach another EC2, another physical server. How many would you do it? And now there is no load. You have to manually remove it or what? So guys, it's not good to do like that. So whereas in AWS, guys, it does automatically. And remember, AWS will take care of everything. ELB will take care of everything. So here we have also discussed about auto scaling, right? What is auto scaling? Yeah, scale out and scale in. First, better call scale out and then scale in, increasing and decreasing. Scale out meaning here, for your reference, I'll add it as increasing or adding. And then scaling meaning decreasing or removing. Okay, guys, is this clear till here, everyone? Any questions before moving to the next topic? Right, you understand, right? EC2. So in EC2 we'll be talking, EC2 is a big topic, guys. Remember, EC2 is a big, so I will going very, very deep into the EC2, so it will take at least a week on EC2, right? So we'll be talking about how to launch an EC2 instance, how to set up load balancer, how to put our application, how to use this auto scaling. A lot. It's fantastic. Now, so that is about EC2. So guys, now you understand what is EC2: Elastic Compute Cloud, load balancing, and auto scaling. So next thing, what we talk about is Elastic Beanstalk. Hey, did you heard this Elastic Beanstalk somewhere, right? What was that? In platform as a service, right? Remember, so in platform as a service, customer is responsible for what? Yeah, application and data only. Fantastic, right? Do you worry about the servers in platform as a service? No. See here, now let's say you have an application with you, and if you go to EC2 instance, you have to launch an EC2 instance, and then you have to put your application inside, you have to host it, you have to install it, you have to set up everything by yourself, because you have infrastructure with you. You can play around just like anything. You can play with all the servers, EC2 instances, because it's just like a server. Everything you're doing from scratch. Just in case, No, sir, I don't want to go for setting up, launching EC2 instance, going inside it, working on it. I don't want Windows. I don't know Windows. I don't know Linux. I don't want to do anything, sir. I don't want to handle any EC2 instances. I want in AWS something. It should automatically, if I give the application, it will automatically deploy and automatically deploy the application. It will be easy and quick deployment of application. In that case, go for Elastic Beanstalk. So guys, Elastic Beanstalk. I'll just write it here. Elastic Beanstalk. Elastic Beanstalk. Guys, these are all certification questions. See, whatever I am writing it here in notes. Elastic Beanstalk meaning, you just, whenever I ask you what is Elastic Beanstalk, you should say easy and quick deployment of applications in AWS. It's called Elastic Beanstalk. How it will work and all, we will see. This is just a trailer. Elastic Beanstalk, what you do is, remember, Elastic Beanstalk, when you give this application to Elastic Beanstalk, it will act as a platform as a service. So that means it will take your application, backend, it will create EC2 instances. Remember, backend, it will create EC2 instances only. And the difference is the other platform service and us here, in other platform service like Azure and all, you don't have access to the servers. But here in Beanstalk, as it is creating EC2 instances, the backend, you still have access to that EC2 instances, what is created by Elastic Beanstalk. But don't worry, we have a nice session on the separate session on Elastic Beanstalk, and I'll show you how to deploy the applications, how to put the applications, how to do and all, right? For now, you have to understand Elastic Beanstalk meaning easy and quick deployment of application in AWS. And you have Lightsail, another service called Lightsail. Guys, as the name says, it is light sail, not heavy. What is this? Light sail. For example, I'll take one who is here, Sweetie, the latest one, who messaged. Sweetie, what she does is basically, let's say, she is a blogger. You know who is blogger? Who is blogger? Blogger. Who writes blogs, right? Articles, blogs. So basically, let's say she's a blogger, and she is sitting in a home, and blogger, those who write the blogs, right? Always they have itching in the hands to write something all the time, right? She's sitting at home alone, and then she want to write a blog, right? And for writing the blog, we need to have a website, na? Can you go and write in any other websites your own blogs? No, no. You should have your own websites, right? Or at least you should have a permission to write. So what she does is now, okay, why to write to on others? Let us have my own blog. I'm writing very nicely. I'm writing very good. Let me have my own blog. So in order to write a blog article, right, I need to have a server. So what she did is, so whenever she went to the internet, she went to the Google, you open the Google browser, and then she starts searching as how to create a server. So whenever you say this, how to create a server, AWS got the first search is AWS, and then many people says that in AWS you can easily create servers called EC2 instances. And what she did is she went and she launched the EC2 instances. And later she got to know that launching is not enough. She need to put some application inside the EC2 instance, like your WordPress or some other application where you have option to write a blog. And with lot of difficulty she got an application, and then with lots of difficulty she installed that, hosted that application on EC2, and it is still not working, right? And then she did a lot of troubleshooting there in EC2, still not working. And later she understood that, oh, for this we need to have a database. So she launched another EC2 instance, and then she got to know that there is something called MySQL database. She installed that, and again, it's not working. She need to do the connections between all these things. She got fed up and she thought, I'm a technical guy or a blogger? I'm just a blogger, right? So I'm just a blogger. I'm not a technical guy. Why I need to do all these things? She got fed up and then she got frustrated and then she left everything there. Because the blogger, if she's a blogger, she need to write the blog, right? If someone is technical, they are technical. So we cannot do like, no. Like the thing is like those, the technical is very less for the bloggers, right? Until unless they have specific reasons. She just want to write a blog and she need to do all these things. No. So those who are new to AWS, not only her, those who are new to the AWS, those who want to just come and then start working it, they don't want to do all kind of technical thing. They need something which is readily available. Just go and start, click and act, click and work, click and work, click and work. I don't want to architect it. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to learn all the services. I just want AWS to give some server. I with all everything software readily installed. I just click it and it should work. And that is, you can achieve it using light sail, which is very light for you, and you can sail on it. You don't need to worry about launching EC2 instances like EC2 here. You don't need to worry about load balancers. You don't need to worry setting up all this architecting, all these things. Just go for light sale. Those who are new to the AWS, those who want to do just testing, those who want to do some little bit of development, those who want to launch something new, those who have gotten good ideas, they don't know anything related to technical. For these kind of people, they have something called light sale. But remember, light sail is not that much used in the production environments because the usage is less and the features are less. EC2 is EC2 only. EC2, sir, EC2 only. Hmm? So light sail is just for those who are new to the AWS. You can't do much. And remember, nothing is free, but they will give free for 1 month. Nothing in AWS is free, remember. But there are many things free for 1 year. After 1 year, it will be charged. See, sweetie, money will not come for free. Hmm? Lalita jewelry. Yeah, you remember that Gundu fellow. Hmm? Dabbulu ఊరికే రావు. Huh? All right. So, guys, light sail. So light sail, guys, if I talk about light sail definition, if you just want to create, if you want to set up easy setup, if you want to set up and create V virtual private servers. I'm not calling it as EC2 EC2 instances. That is a part of EC2. But in Lightsail, we call it as virtual private servers. AWS will give you virtually private servers to you, which everything is already installed. Yeah, that is called light sail. Guys, is this clear? Everyone? Guys, these are all certification questions. If you are maintaining notes or if you're maintaining notepad or at least in laptop, you have to write all these things. Huh? These are all certification questions and interview questions. Good, 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 good. Good. Let's move to the next one called Lambda. What is this? Lambda. Guys, Lambda is for developers. I told you in AWS there are few services which are loved by developers only, not by the admins and architects. So Lambda meaning, let me take it. So Lambda basically is used, it is related to the coding, right? So it is Lambda is serverless. That meaning if you want to run something, it will run based on your code. How? Let's say, for example, how should I say this? Okay. Guys, I'll take here who is Ravi Mamidi. Ravi is here in the latest guy. So Ravi, basically, let's say I have a team, guys. I have a team, right? I have a team. Okay, let me take Ravi itself. Okay, so I talk a lot about EC2, right? And then Ravi got excited, and then he want to launch an EC2 instance by himself. But the thing is, I told Ravi, don't get excited, and don't launch EC2 instance until unless I tell you to do that. So what he did was, he said, yes, sir. He said, yes, sir, I don't launch EC2 instances until you tell me. And he went home. He has learned all theoretical concept of EC2 and he is very excited and he could not hold on it. And he went and launched the EC2 instance. I know Ravi was excited, right? And he got up in the he got up at the midnight, 11 o'clock, and he launched the instances. Whenever he launched, is getting deleted. It is getting terminated. Guys, remember here, I call it as launching. Launching meaning creating. And then we have something called stop, start, reboot, terminate. We will be using these words for the EC2 instance. So we can stop the EC2 instance, we can start the EC2 instance, we can reboot the EC2 instance, we can terminate it, the EC2 instance. Okay, terminate meaning fasak, that meaning delete. Reboot meaning start meaning when it is stop, you can start it and you can stop the EC2 instance anytime, like shutdown. Okay. Now Ravi, whenever he launched the EC2 instance, it is getting terminated. Maybe he thought he's something error. Whenever so he tried to launch again, 12 o'clock in the midnight, again he launched the EC2 instance. Again it is getting terminated. How? And finally, he thought, let me launch finally one more. Whenever he launched, it is automatically getting terminated. And he got scared because he thought he's doing it at the midnight, 12 o'clock, and something happening, ghost or what, something is happening. How come when I launch, it is getting terminated automatically? And he shut down the laptop and then he closed and then he, he took the blanket and he just went in and he gets, slept. So, what I did, because I saw Ravi was very curious and excited because I told you Ravi not to do that. You know what I did? Without knowing Ravi, I have created a small Lambda function. Small Lambda function. Guys, whenever you go to the Lambda, right? So Lambda is related to coding, pakka coding. So those who know this Bus Python, which is very, 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 very powerful for AWS. That's why I told you, anyone asking to learn scripting, I recommend to go for Python. So Python, your Java, your .NET, your Ruby, your like whatnot, your JavaScript, whatnot. There are many, many, many languages. Yeah, right. There are many languages. Those who are comfortable with any one of the language, they can write a function in that. C doesn't support. C Zamana is gone. Of course, all these things in the backend they use this oops concept, object oriented programming. Okay, that is C. So, guys, if you're good in Python, whatever you want to do some automation, you can see coding is nothing but automation only. Na? If you want to do automation, you have to write a code, right? You have to write a code. Let me talk about that. See, so you have let's say you know Python, and you wrote a function in Python saying that, guys, whenever he's launching the EC2 instance, event will be generated. What event? If he's launching event is generated. If he's stopping event is generated. If he's starting event will be generated. If he's rebooting and terminate, based on that the backend events will be generated. And what you do is here, whenever he launch event is generated here. What event? Launch event is generated. So what you do is, whenever this launch event is generated, you are triggering this Lambda function. In this Lambda function, you are writing to terminate EC2 instance automatically. You are writing a function, right, to terminate the EC2 instance automatically. So now, whenever this Ravi Kumar, Ravi launch the EC2 instance, this event is generated, and this Lambda is triggering. In that Lambda, what the code you have written to terminate it. So automatically it is terminating the EC2 instance. So all kind of boom boom can be done. A lot can be done using this Lambda function. It is very powerful. Those who are, guys, I'm telling you, if many people ask me, sir, what is the role of developers? All these things. If you want to do some automation, guys, you have to. We need to have developers in order to do all these things, Lambda functions. And I can take another example also. See here. So guys, you are all there, my AWS guys, and you are using my account. Hey, by the way, did you created the AWS account? Yesterday's task? Everyone? Yeah, those who have already an account, keep that in mind. That account should be less than a year. Otherwise, you will be charged. Krishna, do it, ma. Do it today. What issues? Issues here would be nothing. Issues would be with your credit cards. What I do with your credit card? Right? So the thing is, just go with change your cards, or RuPay card will not work, right? I cannot do anything with your cards, right? So go with your card, and remember they will deduct you 2 rupees, right? They will they will deduct you 2 rupees. So once that 2 rupees deduction is done, then only your AWS is activated. Or else you can definitely card issue. Oh, okay, so they're not detecting. Having issues meaning what? Having issues meaning? Remember, if you give the wrong information, like the address of whatever the address you are putting it, and whatever the credit card address, both should be similar, right? So unfortunately, on related to payment, I don't have control on that, right? So please somehow, or just check with the AWS customer care. It is so much time for transaction meaning, then it depend upon your internet, yeah. So your sign up is almost complete. Thanks for your services may be taking 24 hours to hold. If you're unable, yes, Nagaraju, you're right, this is correct. Wait for 24 hours, right? And then try to access it. If still it is not working, uh, guys, the payment should be done. First of all, the 2 rupees should be deducted. Otherwise, you need to do the transaction again, or remove and add it again. Or if you still face some issues, please check with the customer care. And rest technical, I can handle it. But this payment related, only AWS can help it. Okay. Recurring account, yeah, recurring the payment should be selected. Remember that, guys. Recurring payment should be selected, because the recurring payment meaning, don't worry, just in case, Nagaraju, put it in everyone. You're sending me private messages. So recurring meaning, just in case, if you have just a 10 rupees bill, you no need to pay it manually. It will auto debit automatically every month. Recurring payments meaning every month automatically it will be debited from your account. But remember, you will not get any charge. Just in case, you will get some 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 30 rupees. That is completely fine, right? So select that recurring payment. Otherwise, if you don't select it, guys, the account will be suspended after 1 month. Please select that recurring option. So someone is saying, sir, I have created, uh, I have not done the payment, but still I can log in. Vinay, you can log in it, but you cannot access any services. So you have to do the payment, 2 rupees payment. Yeah. I have created 2 accounts with 2 different. This what? Don't create multiple accounts with multiple. Yeah, you can do it, but the thing is, um, if they marry, they will suspend it. Delete that account if you have multiple accounts. Okay, so guys, show your talent there and get check in your settings. It will be there, Nagaraju, or just how to delete AWS account. Yeah, in your settings area there. So guys, make this. We still have time, right? We still have time to go to this AWS console for a couple of days at least, few days. Till that time, please keep this account ready. That's why I told you yesterday only to do that. Okay, let's come to the topic here. Come on, come here. Boom, boom. See here. Oi, here. Yeah. So for lambda function, we need to separate create is no, Prashant. So that is the beauty of lambda. So lambda is serverless. So in general, if you want to create a function, definitely you need to have an application. Na? Without the application, can you create function? Guys, developers, tell me. No, na. We need to have an application, and application will run without a server. No, na. Right? So, but here in Lambda, without application, you can directly put one direct function and no server. And whenever that function is triggered, at that time only your function will be executed or invoked. And it is serverless. How it will run? AWS will take care of it. It is not a server, it is serverless. Certification question. Lambda is serverless. And Lambda will work based on the event trigger. Yes or no? Can I write like that? Lambda works based on the event trigger. Got it? But I'm not here to teach you Python, Java, .NET and all, right? But I'm just talking about Lambda. Guys, those who are, but if time permits, I'm saying, right. So there are services that I promise that I'll talk about it. But Lambda is like, related to the developer. So at least if time permits, I'll show you how it works at the end of the course. Okay. So guys, this is Lambda. So Lambda runs your code on virtual servers from EC2 in response to the events. Basically, it doesn't even use EC2. It is serverless. It will work based on the event trigger. And I was giving you another example. See here, another example. Let's say you are all my team members, right? And you are using my account. You're using my account to launch EC2 instance. And guys, everyone started. You are my almost 40 people, 44, 44 people, right? So everyone are using everyone are using their own EC2 instances. That meaning I have 44 EC2 instances running in my account for learning purpose. And I told you, hey guys, once you're done with your like learning, by end of today at the night, guys, 44 EC2 instances are running in the morning. Do I need to keep on running in the night? No need, nah, because this is just for learning purpose. Why do you keep on running all the time, over the night? Because I need to pay the bill for every hour, right? So for that, I need to stop the EC2 instance. I need to stop the EC2 instances. So I told everyone that, hey guys, please stop your EC2 instances. So there are good students that, oh, sir told to stop, so they will stop it. But some people will, they don't stop, they just leave it. I cannot go each and every person's EC2 instance, I cannot go stop manually. I need to do 44 times. What I need to do for that? I'll create a Lambda function. And inside that I'll write some code to stop EC2 instances. So when I execute this function, when I trigger this function, automatically it will go and stop all these 44 EC2 instances. Makes sense? So that is the power of coding. So guys, I tell you always, there are two kinds of people, right? That girl will say, nah, girls are three types, huh? Two types, three types, what? Right? So here we are generally two types: hard workers, right? And then smart worker. Guys, this is not a topic, this is my philosophy, huh? Right. So hard worker, what hard workers does, he will go manually and stop 44 instances. Right click, stop, right click, stop, right click, stop, right click, stop. But smart worker will write Lambda function. And he will do it in only once, fasa type, right? So only once he will execute and all 44 instances will be at it and stop. Just, I will leave up to you that you want to become a hard worker or smart worker. If you want to become a smart worker, then any one thing, I recommend to go for Python. If guys, you might have asking, sir, is it mandatory to learn all this coding? I'm not talking about coding, guys. This is scripting. Coding is different. So many people are asking me, like, sir, do I need to learn coding? Now you guys tell me, is it better to learn one scripting? Yes or no? I want everyone opinions here. Hannah, now you understood why I told? Yeah? So if you wanted to save time, if you want to do some automation, you want to be a smart worker, then one scripting language is enough. One scripting language just to survive in the market. So if you ask me which scripting language, I know I don't suggest you to go for core Java, .NET, and blah 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 blah. No, Python is is very good. No, Shell, I don't think so. Sumit, shell scripting is different. Shell scripting can be done also. You can do automation within the server, within the within the Linux machines, right? So shell scripting, I don't think so, but you can do that. A lot of automation using shell scripting. You know Python. Will you take session for that? Definitely not. That is not my piece of cake. You have separate Python uh, courses for it. Okay, good. I hope you understand. So, guys, let me talk. Let me ask you the questions. See here. Where do you create the servers in AWS? EC2. What are the servers called? EC2 instances. Okay. Which is the service where you can quick and easily deployment of applications? Elastic Beanstalk. EBS mean here. I don't call it as EBS because it will conflict with the other service name, right? Call it as Beanstalk or Elastic Beanstalk, right? Just like that. Okay, so I don't want any technical thing, but I just want to go and do it something. This virtual private servers concept, like say, and what is load balancer called in AWS? ELB. Okay, so what is ELB? Elastic load balancer. Of course, I need the full definition. Elastic load balancer distribute the traffic to the multiple EC2 instances across availability zones. Across availability zones. Fantastic. Okay. And what is Lambda? Lambda is serverless. It's a function. So Lambda needs server to run? No. So Lambda doesn't need servers to run. And remember, guys, for us it is serverless, but definitely Blade it should be running on the servers, definitely, right? So Lambda is for us it is serverless, but backend definitely it requires servers. But for us it is serverless. We know we are not handling servers. That's all. Right? Good. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. Guys, you are getting hold of it very nicely. Very nicely. Good. So what do you do? So the next concept for me is storage services. I'll be talking about this S3. But what do you do? Should I take it tomorrow or continue? Don't worry. Okay, so no problem. I will, but generally I don't ask this question, huh? Right? Okay, let's go tomorrow. But did you got the heavy topic today? No, no. Okay, that's important. Ah, I understood. You are worrying about your 1.5 GB, huh? Daily 1.5 GB. Sir, if you are taking 1 GB, what I do after that? Huh? I understand. Take the photo. Then, and this also. but definitely I'll be making use of the entire time. Okay. It's rare that I leave you. Perfect. So, guys, you're getting lots of knowledge from starting. You have got already, but we'll be going even more deeper starting tomorrow, right? Don't worry, I'll take you very smooth like this only, right? Slowly, aram se, right? Okay. And then tomorrow we'll be going to the very very important concept. What's our sir? We wish if you okay, yeah, yeah, yes, but I meant for AWS guy. I wish to teach, right? So I have lots of requirement to do this DevOps, but if I start DevOps, at least I'll get 500, 600 students. Definitely, because since my day one, those who have finished AWS from me, they wanted to learn DevOps, but I don't have time, man, unfortunately. Okay, so never mind. Tomorrow, guys, I'll be talking about a very important topic, S3, and another important topics. Please don't miss the class, guys. I'm telling again and again, don't miss the classes. If you miss the classes, the continuity is problem, right? I don't go back again, right? Don't miss the classes, right? Continuity problem will become, and at least these things. Okay, so that is all, guys, for today, and I'll see you tomorrow with the next topics. Until then, take care, bye bye, and have a nice day.